Air 100. We have an officer down. Officer down. Code 3. Code 3.
My air conditioning is fixed. Got 108 degrees in my house yesterday. My God. Alright, so we missed some stuff over at the morgue here.
Hello, John.
Just going to go ahead and talk to him real quick so we can get some story beats.
Hello, Sam. I'd like to ask you a few questions, Sam. You got a minute?
You bet, John. Fire away.
So these dialogue trees, they're pretty common. You can go in here and just ask them a bunch of questions.
Sam, what can you tell me about the youth?
Exactly what would you like to know, John?
And then they'll go down into subcategories. Youth identification.
The boy's identification? Confirmed, and if so, by whom?
The lucky mini-mart owner confirmed the body as Bobby Washington, a local neighborhood boy.
Alright, the mini-mart owner.
Has the boy's family been notified?
Yes, and as I am sure you can imagine, the mother is near hysterics. Her name is Bernadette Washington, and she lives around the corner from the alley. The poor woman is so upset she can't yet bring herself to come down and claim the body, or the few small trinkets we found on the boy.
That's alright, we got it. We'll bring it to her.
Sam, do you have a preliminary on the boy's cause of death?
I counted 17 points of entry, John. The boy was mowed down,
Jesus.
execution style. Cause of death? Gang violence, if you want a personal opinion. Professional opinion? The youth was killed by gunshot wounds to the head and body.
17 times? My God.
Has the boy's autopsy been performed yet?
Yes, it was, John. I was able to pull 3 slugs out of the body. They look like 9mm. I've sent them over to SID for a ballistics check. The body is in cold storage, waiting for the family.
So if we could find some other bullets somewhere, we could compare them and see if they're the same. It's good to know. Alright, we're going to go to Hickman specifics.
Sam, what can you tell me about Bob?
Why don't you begin at the beginning and begin by asking me the specifics? That way I won't miss any topic you might want to explore.
Alright, Hickman's autopsy.
Sam, have you completed Hickman's autopsy? What are your preliminary findings?
The autopsy is complete. Beyond the surface evidence, I found a ruptured gastrointestinal tract. Fluids were sampled, and I'm having toxicology tests run, including all known poisons.
Alright, physical marks.
Sam, will you go over the physical marks found on the body?
Yes, there are 2 injection marks on the upper left arm, the burn marks to the face and upper torso, the epoxied eyes, the missing index finger, and then there are restraint marks. The restraint marks appear where you would most expect to find them, on the ankles and the wrists. At these points, I found fibrous material, all very consistent with what you would expect to find at a torture scene.
Lividity. Lividity. What is lividity?
Sam, what can you tell me about the body lividity?
Lividity appears 2 places on the body, first and most notably on the buttocks. This would indicate to me that Hickman died while sitting and then was left in that position for a period of time. Or, once killed, he was moved to a sitting position and then left for a time. The second area of lividity appears on the upper back and shoulder area, and I believe resulted from the time the body spent in the alley.
Lividity. So it's the second stage of death and one of the signs of death. It is a settling of the blood in the lower or dependent portion of the body post-mortem, causing a...
Sam Nobles is a walking encyclopedia of information.
Come on, man. Causing a purplish red discoloration of the skin. It's good to know.
See ya,
Yeah, whatever.
detective.
Guy creeps me out.
Goodbye, and have a nice day, Detective Carey.
I like her. You know? I think she's cool. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and get out of here. This is how you travel. So you're just going to go hit this map button right there. And just click that. And we're going to go to South Central LA again. This is where we started. There we go. Alright, so this is the alley. This is where we started the game. So we're just going to go ahead and walk up the alley and just kind of do a better investigation this time than we did last time. Probably would have been a better idea to do this originally, but, you know, here we are. We're doing it now. Alright, so we can see the RBGB there on the wall, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at that. Rude boys! Alright, and then we're just going to go ahead and get our little notebook here. Click it.
Recognizing the graffiti, you make a notation.
Alright, and then we see these little holes all in the wall here.
It appears that slugs from a firearm are lodged in the wall.
So we're going to go ahead and go on our kit, and we're going to get this chisel here. It's watch, it's made in America.
The putty knife is made in the USA.
It's very important. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and click the chisel, and then we're going to put the point right on the hole.
You loosen the slug
And
from
then
the
we're
wall.
going to do this 15 more times.
You loosen the slug from the wall. You loosen the slug from the wall. You loosen the slug from the wall. Be more
man.
specific.
There we go.
You loosen the slug from the wall. 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 This slug is already loose. Be careful, you could lose it in the grasp. You loosen the slug from the wall. You loosen the slug from the wall.
Here.
You loosen the slug from the wall. You loosen the slug from the wall. You loosen the slug
Almost
from the wall.
done.
You loosen the slug from the wall.
Police quest.
You loosen the slug from the wall.
And again. Okay.
You loosen the slug
All right.
from the wall.
So now that we've done all of that, we want to go ahead and go back in the kit, and then we want to get the bags. And you want to just hover the A kind of above where the hole is, because that'll be like the center point or the hitbox. Just want to make sure that we get all of these. Every one of these. All of them.
The
I already
evidence
got
has
that
been removed.
A lot of people say this is what they call tedious. I love stuff like this. I like that it makes you get every single bullet. You know, I think it's fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm a
The
psycho.
evidence has been...
All right, so let's go ahead and leave here because we've gotten the evidence that we need from there. So we're gonna go ahead and go through this door here. And we see some nice, fine, upstanding citizens here to the left of the door under the DARE sign. We're going to use our badge.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD, homicide.
Use them on the other one, too.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD.
All right, go ahead and talk to this guy. He's got a lot to say.
I'd like to ask you fellas a couple of questions.
You be the man. Ask away.
Last night there was a double murder, a police officer and a neighborhood boy, Bobby Washington. Do you know anything that might help us solve what happened to them?
I be knowing nothing. That copper? What do you be doing down here anyway?
It's a good question.
Did you know Bobby Washington?
Yeah, that little man was okay. He always be saying he gonna grow up and be the next Dave Stewart.
You a big baseball fan? I see you've got a baseball.
Yeah, baby, I like all them sports. This here ball, I find it. Find it in the field. What's lost is now mine.
If you can think of anything that might help us, why don't you give me a call down at Parker Center? Just ask for Robbery Homicide Detective Carey. never know when I might be able to repay the favor.
I be hearing you, baby. Yo, I be fly today. Never know when I'm gonna know something that can help.
See, that might be the little boy's baseball.
Son, what is your name?
Herbie Lewis.
So, you know, we want to make sure that we categorize these people so we know where they are. So here we go.
What's your name, young man?
Emo Jones.
Do you live in the neighborhood, Emo? You have an address,
Gotta find
maybe
him
a
again.
phone number?
We need him.
Yeah, I live here. 162 South Florence. No phone.
All right, let's do this guy too.
Do you live around here, son?
Shit, I live with my grandma down on Hoover.
All right, let's go ahead and you don't need to do this, but it's just good flavor. I just want to show you so much.
Talk is, you're a cop. Cops are bad for my business. My advice to you, keep moving.
It's just interesting because, like, Police Quest 1, the cops are so loved and they're so kind and good and everybody knows they're good, and then we get to open season and, like, everybody just hates the police, you know? Oh, here's Two Jack. Let's see what Two Jack's up to. We saw him in the first episode. To remind him who's boss. Show everybody your badge.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD. I saw you last night in the alley.
Got some spare change a fella can have?
All right, so you want to get the change, not the wallet.
Got some spare change
For some
a
reason, it
fella
won't
can
let you
have?
give him bills, just quarters. So, fucking.
God bless you.
Okay. Let's give it to him
Very
3
kind.
times here.
You know, that kid, he was gonna be a ball player, man. The big leagues he was.
All right, he said he was going to be a ball player. So, like, it's weird because the kid, you know, he died, but he found that baseball. Could just be circumstantial.
I'm Detective
That's
Carey
funny
with the
story.
LAPD.
Everybody know who you are. You big cop. Bring big trouble.
All right, this is funny. Watch.
Detective Carey, would you care to make a comment on Officer Hickman's murder?
No comment.
Get out of my way.
What are you doing?
Dude, that would go viral,
Not
bro.
too smart, big policeman. You push girl on TV.
You push girl on TV.
Oh, it wasn't like that. You see,
Yeah, you
Try
say
to
for
rationalize
others.
it, bro.
I see TV. I see you in neighborhood last night. You not come but for a dead cop.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Okay, you ask.
You said you saw me last night. Did you happen to see anything else? Anything out of the ordinary, such as different people or cars in the neighborhood?
I already told police all I know.
Well, if you think of anything, I'd appreciate hearing from you. Just call me at Parker Center. Ask for robbery homicide, Detective Carey.
So she's the one that ID'd the body of the kid, of Bobby Washington. So we're just gonna buy some stuff here. We're gonna need it later.
Fresh fruit is a rarity in these small convenience
There's
stores.
no way for you to know to do this, you know. But there we are.
You smart. You know a good buy when you see it. You shop here again.
You're welcome. She's kind of cute. All right, let's get out of here. All right, and now we're back where we began, but we just want to go to the right of the screen here now. Oh, and then see this little girl down here. So it's not creepy, okay? Because we're a police officer, so we're allowed to talk to the kids. So we're gonna go just strike up a conversation with this 7-year-old. You know, totally cool without their parent present at all, or in any sight. It's completely appropriate.
I'm a police officer. My name is Detective Carey.
Okay. So we're just going to talk to her, ask her some questions.
Can you tell me your name?
My name is Lysandra.
Oh.
Do you know your last name?
Uh-huh. Washington.
So she's Bobby's sister.
Can you tell me where you live?
I don't know. I live down the street.
How are you today? Taking your doll out for a walk?
Me and my dolly are having a tea party.
So it's tea time.
We don't have real tea and cookies. We're pretending.
Okay. Well, that makes me sad, so I'm going to go over here and then talk to her mom. Whoever that guy was. Okay, and then this is his mother. This is Bobby Washington's mother, so we have to... we have to drop off his stuff to her, but then we also just have to ask her some questions. So we're just going to pull up the badge here, show her who we are.
I'm Detective Carey, LAPD, homicide. May I have a moment of your time?
Yes, Detective, what is it?
She's a nice lady. Feel bad for her.
Mrs. Washington, I have reason to believe that a young man by the name of Ragtop Spiff might be involved with your son's murder. Does his name sound familiar?
That would be Raymond Jones. Anyone would hurt my child, it would
Raymond
be
Jones
him.
III.
He's always showing off some gun and bragging about big money.
He was at the crime scene there in the first episode, Raymond Jones III.
Mrs. Washington, if there's anything the department or I can do, please call.
There's nothing anybody can do. Nobody can bring my son home.
All right, we're going to question her, though. So specifics on Bobby's activities.
Mrs. Washington, can you tell me when you last saw Bobby? Was he with friends? Did he tell you where he was going?
He was heading out to play ball. He loved baseball. He always told me he was going to make me proud. He was going to be in the major leagues. He was a good boy, Detective. Never caused me any trouble. He was the man around this house. He was my little man.
A lot of pressure to put on a kid, man.
Mrs. Washington, what time of day did you last see Bobby?
He left the house after dinner, maybe around 6:30. Headed over to the field to play ball. He was always over there practicing his pitching.
All right, we're going to ask her about the neighborhood gangs.
Mrs. Washington, what can you tell me about gang activity in your neighborhood?
I don't want to end up dead like my son, Detective. I've got a little girl who needs me. If you want to find out about the gangs around here, why don't you ask around to some of the young men? Not all our boys want to be part of a gang. Maybe one of them will talk to you.
All right. She's clamming up on that one.
Mrs. Washington, is there anything the department can do for you?
You can find who killed my son. You can make these streets safe for the children.
But definitely the first thing, maybe the second thing. All right, no more questions. So we're just going to go ahead and get in our inventory here. You'll see it says BH on that one, but it says BW on this one for Bobby Washington. So we're going to give that to her.
Mrs. Washington, these are the items found on Bobby's person the night he was killed. I'm so sorry, ma'am.
Thank you.
Bro, peep that solo, though. It's like /E your heart out. The music goes hard, man. Alright, so we're going to go back over here. Just go into your inventory. Get that apple. This kid probably needs some food, so we're just going to give her this apple.
Would you and your doll like an apple?
You're welcome, sweetheart.